Hello, my name is Brett Finnerty. Today is August 17th, 2026. It's 10:38 a.m. I have a question in which the Ardmore Oklahoma police need to start answering. Um, but first, I'm going to tell a story about how I know they're using hypnosis illegally, and I'm going to give the name of a witness to the police in Ardmore, Oklahoma using hypnosis because it's supposed to be illegal to use hypnosis by the police in Oklahoma, or at least it was at that time. Um, in the summer of 1989, I, Brett Finnerty, enlisted into the United States Air Force. Um, I requested to be a security police. I was approved to be a security police in the United States Air Force. Proof of my acceptance would be that I was placed on the delayed enlistment program. At this time, I was working at a company as a welder. I was working at V&E Enterprises in Springer, Oklahoma. I was a welder. I was being trained by John Finkley. The floor manager at V&E Enterprises at that time was Frank O'Reilly. The time in which I worked at this V&E Enterprises was June, July, and August. It was in that time frame of 1989. I joined the Air Force right after I was fired. I was fired because I missed work three times. I was told I had a heart murmur and I kept going to the MEPS. And because I missed work three times, they fired me. Um, Staff Sergeant Arden was a recruiter for the United States Air Force at that time. Staff Sergeant Arden had asked me to go to the Ardmore Oklahoma Police Station before I had started, going to basic training. Um, Staff Sergeant Arden had mentioned that this was a strange request and that the Ardmore Police had not done this in the past. After we had left, where Sergeant Arden was, we went to the Ardmore Police Station, and after we left the police station, Staff Sergeant Arden had said a few things to me. One, he said, "Brett, I don't remember anything from 9 o'clock to 11 a.m., which is 9 a.m. to 11 a.m." And then Staff Sergeant Arden said, "They came in and asked me if I was ready for lunch. Then they sat me down with lunch in front of me." Staff Sergeant Arden then said, "I remember that the lunch was gone, but I didn't remember eating the lunch." Then Staff Sergeant Arden said, "Brett, I really don't remember anything from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m." This is what Staff Sergeant Arden had said to me on that particular day. After that day, I was fired from many enterprises, and I had asked if I could enter the United States Air Force early. Staff Sergeant Arden had mentioned that he could let me enter the Air Force early, but I would have to select a different career field because I had already been scheduled to enter as a security police on a specific date. He could not let me enter as a security police earlier than my scheduled date. Um, I selected to enter at an earlier date, and I left within 1 week of that particular day. I had mentioned John Finkley and Frank O'Reilly for two reasons. In the summer of 1989, John Finkley and Frank O'Reilly were both working at V&E Enterprises in Springer, Oklahoma. That company is now called Dragon Company. When it was V&E Enterprises, we were building frac tanks for Halliburton. In 1997, when I started working at Alcatel Networks USA, Frank O'Reilly was the operations manager at Alcatel in Richardson, Texas. In 2004, when I started working at Signal Technology in Plano, Texas, John Finkley was an engineer in which I was working for at that company. I have a feeling that John Finkley and Frank O'Reilly are trying to use the color of law to hide their involvement in a conspiracy against my life. Frank O'Reilly and John Finkley, do you know anything about the Oklahoma Carter County Police faking my daughter's death? Having Dale Earnhardt Sr. fake his death on national television? The police using hypnosis on me to erase my memory? And then using these events as a method to make me homeless in Carter County, Oklahoma, so that the police can torture me? I would like for the police to ask a few people this particular question. I'm going to put the names on the screen because there's several people they need to talk to. Um, in this video, Is this person the lead technician who called himself Charles Brown at Yada Networks Incorporated from the year 2000 to the year 2002? Is this person the IT specialist who calls himself Charles Brown at Signal Technology in Plano, Texas? I ask you this question because this person talks like Charles Brown. This person resembles Charles Brown. Why are cops undercover everywhere I go pretending to be engineers and technicians? Every place I go, there's an undercover cop somewhere. Why are the police stalking me? If you faked my daughter's death, you are the ones who are breaking the law. Anyway, that's a short but long video. So I'm going to let you chew on that one for a while, and hopefully the FBI goes and starts talking to this Charles Brown. Because I remember the reporter in that video, that Chinese woman, she showed up at Motorola Mobility when I was at Motorola Mobility. Um, and it might have been when it was Motorola, or it might have been after we became Intel Corporation. It was one of the two. But she showed up over there in the River Place Boulevard area, and for some reason they were telling her that she was going to be dating me one day. That's what Bill Bartol and all these other engineers started saying. And I was like, why? Why would she be dating me? That's what they were actually saying. I was told that that woman was raped while she was hypnotized at the police station where Charles Brown was during that interview. I was told that they wanted to prove hypnosis was real, and they raped her. And she had proof of it, but you can't make the police arrest themselves. I was also told that a lot of those people at Motorola Mobility in that area, Bill Bartol, Delfino Sandoval, and David Hiskey, and those other engineers, Greg McGee, I heard they assaulted her to keep her quiet for what she found out. So anyway, I'm going to let you chew on that one for a while. You can talk to her, the reporter, and if that's Charles Brown, somebody needs to start answering some questions. Anyway, I'm going to go. So have a good day.